Hello everyone, welcome to Yankee Valley Politics, and in today's video I need to talk about the tragic event that happened yesterday in western Pennsylvania, very close to my hometown, very close to where I live. So yesterday, a Trump rally got underway in Butler County, which if I would have been home, I probably would have been at the rally, but I am in Mackinac Island, Michigan right now, working for the summer, and that's about to wrap up soon, so I haven't made any videos since the primary was heating up. But to get back into this, I would have been at this rally if I was home, and it's very weird to think that this happened so close to my own home turf. So I think Trump was only a few minutes into his speech, and then shots just started firing off from a nearby building, and immediately Trump was hit in the ear, and about 3 other shots went into people. One person was shot in the head and killed instantly. There's videos of guys there that were helping the guy that got shot, but they couldn't do anything because it was instant. It was an instant fatality. Then you have 2 other people that were hit by stray bullets. Let's talk about the one guy that died actually jumped onto his family to protect them from the gunfire. And I know that he was a firefighter. It's just very sad that this happened at all in America. Our hearts, our love, our prayers go out to the victims of these families, the families of these victims. Little tongue twisted. Yeah, that's a little bit about it. But yeah, Trump was hit in the ear. He went down after being hit in the ear. I can only imagine the pain of having your ear ripped through. But it hit the upper part of his ear. And you'll see the pictures I have on the screen of just some of the photos that are going to be iconic, that are going to make history. But it hit him in the ear. He goes down. Secret Service goes and surrounds him. The shooter gets taken out. And we'll talk a little bit about the shooter in a moment. But then Trump shaking his fist at the crowd. Now, I've heard a lot of people complaining that that the Secret Service shouldn't have had they should have had his head protected. And we're going to get into the fault of the Secret Service in a minute, but it's just a shame that political violence has come to this point. We are all Americans, and just because we disagree on things, it doesn't mean we need to be going out and harming each other. I can try to find common ground with anyone, even people I don't agree with, and there is no reason to promote violence against someone that believes differently than you. It's just so gut-wrenching to know that this happened at all, but to happen in western Pennsylvania, close to where I live, it's traumatic. It's just scary to think about, because I've been to 3 Trump rallies and they are peaceful. Everyone's just having a good time. They just want to see the former president. They just want to see the president when he was president. I went to 3 rallies. 2 of the rallies I went to, he was president. The last one, he was not president. It was a rally for Dr. Oz. But it's so hard to believe that it has escalated to this point of an assassination attempt. And that's what it is. It was an assassination attempt. We were so lucky that he missed, but he still hit him in the ear. 1 inch would have been it. And imagine if he would have been hit. And I see some liberals saying a lot of things that don't sound good, like saying this is staged, he's a fascist, and all this stuff. This rhetoric is what caused this in the first place. Calling him a fascist, comparing him to Hitler, just all these things. It's so wrong. We should not be comparing Trump to Hitler. There is no comparison whatsoever. Hitler killed 6 million Jews. It's just the ones that want to say you're a fascist literally sound more like fascists. But that's when I need to get back to the political violence. We need to stop this rhetoric of calling Trump Hitler or calling him a Nazi. It's ridiculous at this point. They're saying he's going to end democracy. I don't see how banning mail-in voting would end democracy, or putting in place voter ID. It's just fear-mongering from the left, and they continue to do it. But I will say this, I have seen a lot of people on the left that have said, I don't like Trump, but this is wrong, this should not happen to anyone. And I'm seeing a lot of good coming out of this when it comes to like uniting and saying this is wrong. I'm not going to be going on like a Biden bash in this video. I will point out though that they have impeached him twice. They've deplatformed him from social media. That didn't work. So then they charge him with a bunch of stuff. They arrest him. That doesn't work. He's still leading in the polls. The last thing left is for them to assassinate him. That's what's left. And that seems like it could have been. Now here's why I think this could have been. There's not a conspiracy to think, oh, could have this been some kind of inside job? Think about it though. This roof is the closest roof to the podium that Trump is at. Why the hell wasn't that rooftop secured? It is complete stupidity. And the fact that the crowd pointed the shooter out before Secret Service saw him, that's a big problem. I don't think it was stupidity. I don't think they're that dumb to not see this. It feels to me like this was let happen. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And the Trump rallies I went to, the first one in particular, which was near Pittsburgh. I think it was at the Pittsburgh airport. At the Pittsburgh airport, there were snipers on every roof. There was like not a point that someone could get to. Like the fact that they lapsed in security this bad is just mind-boggling that like this happened. It shouldn't have happened. And that's why I don't trust our government. It seems like they tried to JFK Donald Trump. Like, if you like Trump or hate Trump, just think about this. It looks so bad. And to see Trump get shot in the ear and then pump his fist up, we're going to fight for this country. We need to fight to end this political divide. We need to fight to stop this fear-mongering. Because it doesn't really matter who's going to be president. This country is going to be fine. And besides, we have chambers in this country. Just because Trump wins the presidency, it doesn't mean all branches of government are going to be automatically controlled by Republicans. And even in the Senate, you'd have to have 10 Democrats to pass anything. So it's not like there's going to be this destruction of America and democracy. It's just complete and utter bullcrap that's continued to be pushed by the left. And yeah, the right says things too. I don't support any kind of political violence. I would never wish this on Biden. I would never wish this on any Democrat. It's just wrong. Yeah, so there we go with the Secret Service. Something was up there. It seems like it was let happen. It does not make sense. It just doesn't make any sense why it was allowed to happen. Now let's talk about the shooter. The shooter apparently was a registered Republican, but also donated to a liberal group. So what it seems to me, also there's a person that said their classmate, he liked to wear military gear. And they said he was bullied a lot. But what it seems like to me is that this guy, just because someone likes guns, does not mean they are a Republican. Doesn't mean they're a conservative. What it seems to me is this guy registered as a Republican so he could vote for Nikki Haley or something in the primary. That's what a lot of people have done. But why would a Republican donate to a leftist group? a leftist group. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. We'll have to know when more information comes out about the shooter. We can just agree on this, both right and left, that this guy was a lunatic. Was he a lunatic coming from the right or coming from the left? To me, it looks like he was a poser. He could have been wearing the Demolition Ranch t-shirt to fit in. We don't know yet. And if he was a guy from the right, he's clearly been buying into the social media, or not social media, but the media fear-mongering about Trump, or something of that sort. So the media needs to cool it. Biden needs to cool it. Even Trump needs to cool it. We need to ease this divide before it's too late. If that bullet would have been a few centimeters closer and actually hit him, I think a civil war would have been sparked, because that's how much distrust there is in the government, and people would automatically believe that this was a government job. I don't know exactly all the details. None of us do yet, but in the coming days we will know. We also know that he had explosives in the car, so apparently he was planning more than this. I don't believe this guy was on the right. I just believe he was a guy that was messed up in the head. And could have he been sparked by the media lies? It could have been sparked by what Biden said a week ago about putting a bullseye on Trump. Saying stuff like that. Or saying threat to democracy, they're going to end democracy. Stuff like this needs to be shied away from and needs to be condemned. And my governor, Josh Shapiro, has actually done a great job. I do believe that personally, Josh Shapiro is a good guy. Do I agree with him on policy? Absolutely not. But he has led good, and unlike Biden, I don't think he waited 2 hours to say anything. Why'd Biden wait 2 hours to say anything? I don't know. It does look a little fishy, but I guess we'll find out in coming days. When it comes to the state of the race in my home state of Pennsylvania, I just think this made this race a lot closer. I personally do not believe the polls that say Trump is leading. We're gonna in Pennsylvania, I believe it's closer than what the polls are saying. So right here we're gonna have the polls up on the screen of Pennsylvania right now, and you can see Trump leading. I believe Trump is leading in Pennsylvania. Would make sense at this point in the game, but I believe my home state is going to go down the wire. But him being shot in the ear in Pennsylvania, it's definitely going to boost and consolidate his support. And a lot of RFK Jr. supporters are probably going to go back to Trump after this, because the threat, if you're seeing Trump as the threat to the establishment and they're doing anything they can to take him out, that's the guy you want to vote for. But yeah, that's what it seems to me. Just the state of the race in Pennsylvania, I believe the state's going to go down the wire. But I definitely believe this is probably one of the best things politically that happened to you. This happens and you survive. It definitely gives you points. Although I will say it came at a time where Biden's news coverage was all negative, and now it's going to take away from that. But most of this coverage has been positive towards Trump after this happening, just like in 2020 when he got COVID. I guess we will look at this race tightly and we'll see how it goes, but I think my home state of Pennsylvania is leaning Trump at this point. And I do believe the polls, I would say Trump is probably leading by a point, not any over that. In my personal opinion, I believe it's going to come down to the teens in votes. Trump's going to get 15, 16,000 votes and win the state. I think it's going to be very close. I could be wrong. He could lose it. He could win it. It's really anyone's game at this stage, this point in time. Now, when you come to the national polls, you see Trump leading. Trump's leading in a lot of polls. Do I think Trump's going to win the national popular vote? I'm not really sure, but the way things are going with Biden's age definitely is being proven more and more that he is declining in mental ability. I think it's going to make this race incredibly tight, and you could see Trump come out and win the popular vote. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of the victims, and we need to pray for the victims that are in critical condition, that they get better. Thank you guys for watching Yankee Valley Politics. I hope you guys will drop a like on this video, hit that notification bell to keep up to date, and subscribe for more content. Don't forget to keep electrified. This has been Yankee Valley Politics.